Hello. Hi, KT. I would say long time no speak, but I was streaming not that long ago. Okay, you guys are gonna have to forgive me because I am sick. I woke up with a sore throat, but I have had so many cough drops. I've had the whole liquid medicine thing. Yes, I'm sick. I literally, I was sick. I was like chugging down hot tea, everything. And I, for real, was like, I think like a few hours had passed, and I was like, damn, my throat still kind of hurts. And then I was like, wait, when am I going to be able to stream? So I think the answer is like right now I'm still feeling pretty good. Have some hot tea, have my cough drops, have my medicine and everything. But I just don't think I can go for probably more than like one chapter. So I think we're literally only going to do episode 3, which I feel like most podcast or most streaming, most times that I stream English, I tried to do more than one, but I do think I'm probably going to have to cut myself off today for the sake of preserving my throat. But, I have all the goods. If you hear crackling, that's the sound of my cough drop bag, me opening it. Um, but yeah, not really a whole lot of preamble, y'all. I was just like, wow, I really need to get cracking on this game. I missed the story so much. So we're just gonna go ahead. Let's just get started. Okay, episode 3. Again, this is still season 1. I don't know. I've heard from some people. I thought I was doing some like Googling or something, and I thought I saw that season 2 was out. I don't know if that's true. Maybe I just like misinterpreted it. But still in season 1, episode 3, The Angels and Demons Academy. Old friends, devilish lectures. It seems that everything is back to the way it used to be, but that's far from being true. I just know this episode's gonna be depressing. I just know. Ooh, that music is loud in my ear every single time I start a stream. It is just hurting me. Midnight Suns. I'm not familiar with what Midnight Suns is, KT. Oh no, come on now. Don't you get stuck at 53%. Don't you do this to me. The Heaven's Secret Universe has several planes. The world of the mortals, the world of Enmore. Oh, I was reading it. I can't even read none of the facts. It got stuck at 53 and then I couldn't even enjoy screen facts. I like that though. It kind of makes me feel like I'm in a video game. Like, when you're playing Skyrim or something and it flashes the hints on the bottom of the screen? Because the school is connected to Earth's time, students age during their education. That is why only young mortals are accepted into the Angels and Demons Academy. I was wondering that. Because episode 1, when they looked at her dad, they were saying that he was too old to, like, come join them. Let me know if the music is, like, too loud over my voice. I feel like last stream, I went back and rewatched some of it to make sure that it wasn't. I don't think it was weird. The audio was being weird. What does weird mean, KT? It's an XCOM type of strategy game, and you play as Hunter, the child of Lilith. Oh boy, it's like a demon, literally? Let me know. Because I don't want to get too far into the stream and then audio's fucked up. We're gonna go ahead and keep it moving now. The more memories we have, the harder it is to say goodbye to the person who gave them to us. True. Is this a quote though? Why are we quoting the main character? Dad often fell asleep in front of the TV with the remote in his hand. He wasn't a great cook, but he made a perfect bowl of milk and cereal. I knew he loved me in a way that no man, no person in the world ever could. Not even Mom. Dad, I'm sorry. What is this about her dad? The fuck is this about her dad? Episode 3, first task. Okay, we're at the capital. Plague demanded Dino and Phoenicia follow us to the academy. Malbonte whistled, and after that, several sea dragons landed not far from us. Do y'all know how to whistle? Because I can't. I'm not even gonna try. It just sounds like air is coming out between my lips. How lovely. I also don't really know, like, how enthusiastic about the voices I'm gonna get, because like I said, like, my throat is kind of just feeling a little funky. So I feel like last stream I was at least trying, but I don't know if I can this stream. Plague touched one of them, but he snorted and shook his head, throwing off her hand. Which one does she? Oh. I thought they were talking about Dino and Phoenicia. They're talking about the dragons. Oh, okay, he got a little bit of attitude. She turned towards Mimi and me and roughly removed our chains but left the collars around our necks. The pets will fly on these creatures. Okay. I mean, that's how we always traveled. Hi, cat. Hey, hey. I gave this preamble at the very beginning of the stream, but I am feeling a little under the weather. I have a sore throat. So, I don't know how enthusiastic about the voices I'm gonna get, but right now, the cough drop is hitting, my throat is numb, I feel good. So we're gonna see how I how I fare. The pets will fly on these creatures. Malbonte took me by the arm and put me on the dragon. Lucifer did the same with Mimi. Let's not waste time. I can't wait to begin. What is she beginning? I don't know anything about what her strategy is. Plague soared into the sky, leaving the ground where she had stood cracked as if from a powerful blow. So every time that she takes off, she's gonna wreck the ground? It's gonna have a bunch of craters in the ground? I wrap my arms around my dragon's neck, press my cheek against his rough skin, and close my eyes. I'm very nervous for this chapter. I really am. I don't think anything good is gonna happen. Just like my first day as an immortal. Whew, this hair is tragic. You can tell I did not spend any money on the dye on her hair. I can handle this just like I did back then. The main thing is not to give in to my emotions. I do think that's going to be the strategy I'm going to move forward with, because I think the last time that I kind of reacted to something that Plague said, it was saying how like Plague fed off of despair and things like that. So I'm going to just try to like keep calm and not let her know how much Vicky is really under distress. The dragon took a few slow steps and then rushed toward and jumped in the air, rushed forward and jumped, lifting us into the air. His body curved through the air like rippling waves. I opened my eyes. KT's audio still sound a little weird. Just checking. Cold air filled my lungs and chilled my skin. Dense clouds covered and hid entire cities. Stretching out my hand and spreading my fingers, I let the air current swirl over my palm, pushing it away and then tilting it this way and that. I imagined as best as I could that I was flying with my own wings, that I was still free. Mimi caught my eye. This is so depressing. Oh my god. She whispered to me with her lips alone, and if I hadn't shared her feelings, I probably wouldn't have understood what she was mouthing. What was she mouthing? Oh my god, this is dark. No one will help us. Be strong. Should I whisper it? No one will help us. No. It's a little scratchy. Man, I don't know how to fix that. What could it be? I don't know. I am using like a cheap mic though. I do need to eventually invest in something that's a little better. So just stick with me, all. Stick with me. I apologize that it doesn't sound great. Maybe if I move it a little further away. Because last stream, Waffles was talking about how I sounded, was this some, it was either KT or Waffle said I sounded far away, so I moved the mic closer to my mouth. But maybe moving it closer to my mouth did not help. So let me know if it sounds better now. I nodded to her, forcing my numb lips to stretch into something resembling a reassuring smile. Lucifer, Dino, Malbonte, and the Plague flew right beside us. I mean, I gotta pay diamonds to look at these motherfuckers? Yes, Kat, it's so depressing. It's so depressing to see Mimi just, like, down, because out of everybody in the cast, like, she was the most consistently, like, uplifting character. My gaze instinctively fell on, I mean, hello, you don't even have to ask. My baby. What made him defect to Plague's side? I mean, girl, Vicky... Vicky. She's gonna make me upset if she keeps asking, well, why doesn't everybody fight Plague? Like, bitch. Did we not literally just watch the Plague explode a full-blown counselor into smithereens? And then if Andy and Loy were alive, they would have also exploded into smithereens. Not even smithereens, like dust. Liquid. I am so tired of her pretending that anyone has the strength to match this woman. It is sad times, KT. Vanity, did she? Oh. I know she's not accusing Lucifer of being vain. No, not in this situation. His father? He don't give a fuck about his father. Or something else. Bitch, it's just something else. Maybe it's because this woman has the power of... Literally, she killed Shefa. Maybe that's what it is. She's pissed me off, this book. Lucifer's brows were tense, looming over his long lashes. Okay, L'Oreal. A vein bulged on his neck, fracturing his tattoo in half. Oof. Alice went in on this narration, y'all. Alice went in. His wings moved sharply, nervously. He seemed to be made entirely of nerves. And as we know from book 1, Lucifer is not one to be generally nervous. Lucifer glanced at me too, and noticing that I was looking at him, didn't turn away. Ooh. He looked at me with curiosity. Well, come over here and find out, baby. Oh, and he looked good. Ooh. He got little claws and everything. He looks like... He looks like me in the early, like, 2010s. And you went to Hot Topic and you got all those, like, skull chains. That's what he looks like to me. Okay, we're just staring at each other. In the past, we had gone through... No. Oh my god. This is hurting me. This is actually hurting me. Because, let me reinstate for anyone who wasn't here who doesn't know. I restarted the first book. Or, yeah, yes. Because there's seasons and... Okay. I restarted the first book and I never finished it. So the game did not carry over the fact that, like, in my main playthrough, Lucifer and I were together. Betrothed, as one may say. So the narration in here is not going to reflect, like, the relationship, but also it's going to take me way too much time to replay and to rebuild it, so it just is what it is. In the past, we had gone through a lot together, but we still remain strangers to each other. Not true. Fact check. What would happen now? I mean, hopefully, at some point in this book, he ends up inside of me. That would be the ideal. And what was he thinking as he looked at me so attentively, so probingly? Probe. Something sparked between you and Lucifer. Oh, whew. Don't get me started, book. Lucifer seemed to look away reluctantly and then caught up with Plague, who was flying ahead. I continued to think about what to do next. Something began to emerge from the emptiness inside me. A stubborn desire to survive and prove to everyone that I was no longer an ordinary mortal who could be pushed around. This is the part that does bother me. How frequently it's brought up that, like, she used to be human. Very annoying. Like, we're past that. It's been 10 years. I'm a demon. We went through the whole ceremony. We gotta move on from this. And of course she's not an ordinary mortal. Like, she's up there with her damn wings. I'll leave all my feelings behind. I won't look back. If there's one thing that... If there's one thing that dungeon taught me, is that... that dungeon taught me, is that you can get used to even pitch darkness. That's right, girl. You already hit rock bottom. So, we're gonna make it through this. The dragon began to change his course. I almost fell and instinctively clung tighter. The cold pricked my face and the wind tossed my hair from side to side. The clouds thinned before us as we flew on until the academy came into view. My path leads me here, again and again. Plague's shrill laughter echoed across the sky. I don't know what the hell is so funny. Let the fun begin. Are we here? Yes, okay, we began to descend. I'm nervous. She's gonna fuck a lot of things up. Uh-huh. Angels and Demons Academy. Okay. There were two figures at the entrance. I peered at them, trying to place the familiar silhouettes. After the dragon's feet thudded against the earth and the dust had settled, I was finally able to get a better look at them. Oh. Miscellanea died in my playthrough, so I guess Geralt died by default. Welcome, madam. What? Oh, that's right, she brought everyone back. I forgot. Okay. A joyful cry almost escaped my lips, but I restrained myself. Hastily and somewhat clumsily, I got off the dragon. The strands binding my wings dug into my flesh as I moved, crushing feathers, but I didn't care. Miss Elena's eyes teared up as she looked at us. Oh, Auntie Miss Lania, we missed you. Geralt just nodded knowingly. They're here. They're alive. Plague brought them back too. Okay, so I guess the default option is that if you don't have an imported book save, they just kill off both of them. Because that was an option at the end of Season 3 of Book 1. You could just let both of them die. I don't know why you would, but you could. They had been teachers at the academy and kind mentors, but they had died during the war with Malbonte. Their return was one of the few silver linings amid recent events. How wonderful, Malbonte. Have you prepared them for my arrival? The students have already been warned. Warned. Warned's a good word. The students have already been warned about you. Fantastic. I want to take a bath. Where are my chambers? Plague beckoned to Mimi and me with a finger before heading to the entrance. Ladies, why are you in chains? Miss Elena, just please keep your mouth shut. You don't want to know. Miss Elena hurriedly took our hands, speaking in a whisper, and then immediately let go. Geralt pulled her away with a look of displeasure. Yeah, just walk away. Don't talk to them. Not here. I exchanged glances with Mimi before heading after the others. Where are we going? I thought we were going to our chambers. There were several students in the school's yard, but they all hurriedly disappeared as soon as they saw us approaching. Plague walked slowly, proudly, as if the place belonged to her. Can you give me a tour? Miss Elena trembled, and Geralt grimaced, not hiding his dislike. I was afraid... Did I just... Okay, I'm sorry, I thought I heard something. I was afraid Plague would notice, but Fenicio volunteered before she could even turn around. I'd be honored, mistress. Take my pets to their rooms. Choose something worthy for them. So far, I like them. Oh, please don't make me... Don't let it be another diamond choice. I will take them, mistress. I know it's going to be a diamond choice. I don't even know why I said that. Miss Lena touched my back and gently pushed me forward. I felt her fingers tremble. Miss Elena, you and Geralt are alive. I'm so glad. Oh, Sheffa. Be quiet. She could hear. We went up to the second floor. Are we getting our old room back? Wouldn't that be so fun? We got our old room. Everything about the hallway felt familiar and dear, from the way it looked to how it smelled. How does it smell? What does it smell like? How many times had I walked down it, or run headlong? How many times had I cried, or laughed and cried, leaning against those walls? Oh my god, that angel flying off in the— oh my goodness, that scared shit out of me, to be honest. But what would happen now? Would all those memories that had warmed my heart for so many years be wiped away? Would the academy become my new prison? Probably. Okay. I remain place captive for an eternity. The past cannot be brought back. Plague won't allow us to live normally. Let's just say I won't let Plague rob me of my good memories. Let's keep calm. Yep, suppress the despair. That's the goal. We gotta put off the depression. We gotta become emotionally numb. It's also how I deal with things in my life, so I relate. Miss Elena slowed down and looked around a few times before stopping. What's the matter? Are the rooms here now? Someone wanted to say hello to you. Who? Miss Elena knocked on one of the doors. Who? You heard her. You heard the sound. The doll turned. Mimi and I were anxiously waiting for what would happen next. Me too. Oh, bitch. Someone's shoes poked out first, then a head of red hair. I know who that is. I know who it is. Caught our attention, my baby. Oh, did you miss me? Of course I did. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Of course I did. Mimi. Pick your jaw up from the floor. 80, of course. The door opened wider. Don't. Put me on hush so quickly. Sammy, look at his beautiful little face. Oh my god. No way, I'm actually getting a little emotional. Whew, okay. Not just him. Oh, he looks so cute. Oh, I just want to give him a hug. Mimi squealed and threw herself into their arms. Shefa, all isn't lost if you're here. I couldn't move. The whole world seemed to spin and sway, and the ground felt like it would just crumble in beneath me. Mimi, please be quiet. While Mimi pulled away, 80 and Sammy looked at me fondly, but with some confusion. I mean, yeah, because we're not— Vicky's not reacting. Aren't you glad to see us? Guys, you... My voice was hoarse and I fell silent. Without another word, I closed the distance and hugged them. Oh. I stood with my eyes closed, clinging to them, enjoying the warmth of my old friend's embrace. 80 and Sammy, like many others, had died, caught up in the maelstrom of events surrounding Mabante. But there they were, alive and real. Sammy stroked my back, whispering softly in my ear. It's okay. We're back. Everything is fine. Everything is not fine, Sammy, but things are like a notch better than what they were 3 minutes ago before we knew you were back. 80 cautiously pulled away from me and slyly looked into my eyes. Now, you won't be able to get rid of us. Oh, I hope not. Oh, he looked good too. Look at his outfit. Oh, he looked good, y'all. I laughed through my tears. I'll hold you to that. Did Plague bring me back too? She brought back everyone who died during the last 10 years. Everyone? Who else is left? We already saw Satan. We saw Phoenicio. We saw Mabante. We saw them. I mean, what does she mean, everyone? Who could have imagined this? What happened after 80 and Miss Lania took Mimi and me by the hand. You'll have a chance to talk later. I need to take them to their rooms. See you at the meeting. What meeting? Yeah, what meeting? Miss Lania had already pulled us further along, saying, Boys, please be careful. As we were led away, Mimi talked without stopping. She talked about Plague, suggesting theories and plans for our liberation, With each passing minute, Miss Lania pressed her lips into a thinner and thinner line. Finally, she stopped. Here are your chambers. You'll live separately. Oh, that's not fun. Why? Yeah, why? Malbonte said it would be best for you. Best for you? I don't want to hear shit from Malbonte, alright? That man is not my friend. What does he know about us? He's a monster. I opened the door and looked into the room. Oh, okay, hold on a second. These rooms look a little bit nicer than I remember. They must have gotten a little grant or something. Like an alumni must have donated or something. Oh my god. Okay. Yeah, I'm not paying for that. I'm telling you. You made the base room look too good. If you wanted me to buy the grandiose bedroom, you should have made the base bedroom look like shit. Because even the neglected... How is this neglected? This shit looks better than what's in my house right now. This looks amazing. Look at the curtains and the ribbon strung around the pillar and the mirror. It looks beautiful. What are you talking about, neglected room? I won't neglect it. I wonder if I lose Plague's favor and interest, will she make me live outside? Mimi stretched tiredly and, after saying goodbye, shut herself in her room. Just like back then, Miss Lania came with me into my chambers. She awkwardly looked around as if she was afraid to touch anything. I turned to her and gave her a hug. I'm so glad that you and Geralt... Oh, Miss Lania, I'm sorry about everything that happened. She gently, soothingly touched my cheek. It's all right, Vicky. I don't remember much from non-existence. It feels like a distant dream. How are you? I think she actually aged in reverse when Plague took her out, okay? I pulled away and began to pace the room nervously. I can't believe everyone gave... Oh my god, here she goes. Here she goes. I can't believe everyone gave up so easily. We have to fight. We have to do something. Otherwise, Plague will destroy us all. Miss Lania suddenly caught my hand, squeezing them tightly. Don't you dare, Vicky. Don't even think about it. Promise me you'll be careful and you won't do anything risky. She's not. But Miss Elena, we can't escape from here. I'm not here of my own will either. If it were possible, Geralt and I would have run away long ago. You understand? You were able to come to the school, but you can't leave of your own accord. Her eyes sparkled with welling tears. She pulled away and hurried to the door. Relax. Take a bath. Think. Hard times are coming. Wait. Yes? What should I say? I have to pay 50 fucking diamonds. And I'ma pay it, boo. Okay? Miss Lania paled. She let go of the doorknob and took a seat on the edge of the bed. There were legends about a particular fate that awaited the heavens. Something about everything coming to an end. But we didn't believe it. And I keep wondering, why is it happening now? I sat next to Miss Lania, barely holding back my curiosity. Well, what did the legend say? She sighed, reluctantly continuing. I can't believe we've been a demon for 10 years and we've never heard of this so-called legend. There were rumors, but there were ancient writings in Hell's Library. They described the time when angels and demons came into being. They prophesied that everything must end, and that there were things over which even Shefa held no power. That is something that I was rewatching, because I remember last stream I said I had not fully caught up on like everything that happened in Season 3, kind of that last battle scene, so I did go back and rewatch it today, because I want to refamiliarize myself, so that way I'm not jumping into the stream blind. And something that is never mentioned, but I think is very relevant, is that Shefa and Shefa Malum were created by, like, the universe, I think, so, like, there's an even higher power than Shefa. And I think it's just very weird we don't talk about that at all. But was that possible? They prophesized that the hour would come when almighty beings would descend from the sky. Our world would be for them as the world of mortals was for us. And in their eyes, our weakness would be that of earthly people in ours. These creatures would call themselves horsemen, those who wreak havoc. With their arrival, the dead would rise, forests would burn, and hearts would fill with despair and fear. As soon as the first horsemen set foot in our world, a terrible fate would await us. Their purpose remained a mystery. Why would they seek the destruction of an entire world, and who was behind them? Only one thing was certain. The horsemen brought the downfall of civilization wherever they appeared. Each brother would be succeeded by the next. When all four brothers appeared, the world would choke on despair, hatred, weakness, and fear. Well, what the fuck is that? What was that? What was that sound? And after that, the Last Judgment would follow. Oh no. What's the Last Judgment? What the fuck? What is the Last Judgment? Miss Selena shrugged. The place where it will be decided who deserves to live and who deserves to die. Oh my god! Oh wait, the knowledge you gained weakens your despair. Okay, so we feel more confident moving forward. That's what it is. Miss Lena stood up. I have to go. See you soon, Vicky. When she opened the door, I quietly said, I'm glad you're okay. And I'm happy for you. You've managed to achieve a lot. Thank you. And almost lose everything. Join the fucking club, Vicky. The smile slipped from her face. Like all of us. Mm-hmm. Right? Okay, thank you, Miss Lena, for reminding her. Miss Lena was gone, leaving me alone with my despair. I walked around the room, looked out the window, returned to the bed, and stared at the perfectly placed pillows. In the chaos that surrounded me, that detail seemed strange to me. In a fit of anger, I grabbed one of them and threw it into the far corner. Plague wants us to act like everything is fine. But this isn't normal. My clothes were clinging to my body. Irritated, I took them off, threw them at the pillow, and went to the bathroom. Alright, we just stomping around naked in our room. This is the I'm sorry. If this is imprisonment, check me in. Okay? Check me the fuck in. I wish my bathroom looked like this. The ice-cold water cooled my temper. I slowly ran a sponge over my body, banishing the fatigue and dull despair from my shoulders. We're not getting away from that word, despair, are we? I don't think so. I lingered near each scar that neither water nor immortality could wash away. They'd be a permanent reminder of my months spent in prison. My hand froze on my shoulder as a memory suddenly flashed in my mind. Okay, someone came to see me. Do I get to pick? Ooh, baby, it was Lucifer. It was Lucy. I submerged my head in the water, and at the same time, in the past. I was killing it this book. Oh my gosh, she getting it. I was barely conscious when he came. In the silence, I heard measured footsteps. A pair of boots stopped right in front of my face. I tried to raise my head, but I lacked the strength. Then I felt someone's fingers carefully remove a strand of hair from my face and stroke my cheekbone. And after that, I heard his voice. The unclaimed... Okay. We're still doing this? We haven't moved past this? The unclaimed won't survive in the new world. You're lucky. Oh, that's dark. That is really fucking dark. He's like, I wish I could die. Oh my god. I managed to turn and reach out somehow, grabbing his finger. Oh, oh, oh. Is that you? He broke free and took a few steps back. Nobody can stop me. Stop you from what? I'll do what I have to. And what is that? He squatted down in front of me, lifted my head, and brought something to my mouth. My dry lips felt moisture. Oh, water. Oh, okay. I began to gulp water greedily until I coughed. Lucifer pulled the flask away. Take it easy. When he stopped supporting the back of my head, I wasn't able to keep it from... He couldn't even gently let me down. My fucking head, my skull just knocked into the floor, huh? I wasn't able to keep it from knocking against the floor. There's something so funny about someone, like, trying to take care of you and they just drop your shit. Why are you helping me? I don't know. What do you mean I don't know? It's 'cause you still love me, okay? I was too weak and exhausted to understand the meaning of his words. I closed my eyes, breathing heavily. Is this a dream? There was a pause and then a quiet answer. Yes. He looks so sad. Oh my god, dude. Oh. Yes, it's just a dream. Sleep. Look at his fucking face, dude. I felt a faint breeze as if he'd extended his hand to me, but there was no touch. Oh! He went to reach out, but he couldn't make himself. Footfalls receded and the door shut. This is torture. I was alone again. Oh! This is painful, y'all. This is painful. I snapped out of my memory, suddenly realizing that I was stroking the place where Lucifer had touched me. I couldn't tell if it had been a dream or if he really came to see me. He did come to see you, girl. Let's put some trust and belief that our man did not forget about us, okay? But if he had visited me, if he gave me a sip of water and momentarily filled the dark void of the dungeon with his presence, I was grateful to him. So sad. Let me just take a sip of my tea. Give me 1 second. Alright. The bath had become too cold. A thin layer of foam covered the surface. I shivered and climbed out. What foam? The bed beckoned me to lie down and rest. I'd completely forgotten what that was like. But I knew that I wouldn't fall asleep. I might not ever. Okay, let's be serious. So I began getting ready for the meeting with Plague. I didn't know what to expect. Surely all we could do was talk to each other and everything would work out. This bitch is dumb. She's really stupid. So stupid. Was this the mark of true despair? Being delusional? Probably. Where can I, in imprisonment, where are we even getting access to these outfits? She look cute as fuck too. No. No. And where am I getting, who's styling me? Oh my god, okay. Let's not even talk about, no, let's not even talk about the options. Maybe during like free play or something. You know, maybe during free play, but not with my hard-earned diamonds, alright? The door opened as soon as I turned away from the mirror. Oh! Oh my god. Oh, my fucking heart is just being torn into fucking pieces. In the sausage grinder, this fucking episode. I volunteered to bring you. Sammy. Oh, I rushed to him. Oh! He grabbed me by the waist and twirled me around, laughing softly. I pressed my palms to his cheeks, taking a long look at his face. I can't believe that you and 80. Is it Audie or 80? I call it 80. Call him. I did not mean to call 80 Lord. Me neither, Vicky. Let's consider this a second chance. Did you know that Fenicio? Sammy lowered his head, forcing me to withdraw my hands. I know. I saw him walking down the hall with Plague. He sighed, then immediately smiled, banishing the fleeting anger that had overtaken him. Let's not talk about that. Adie and Mimi are already waiting. Let's go then. I'm chugging down the water right now. Oh my god. Along the way, I noticed Sammy's growing nervousness. At the door, we lingered for a while before entering. We exchanged empty platitudes, pretending that we weren't just buying ourselves some time. But the doors soon opened and a woman addressed us. This is the bitch that we showed her in episode 1 how to reach a room. So maybe I shouldn't have been nice. Come in. She was working at the Citadel, and now? The hall was crowded. I recognized many familiar faces that had nearly faded from my memory over the last 10 years. I recognized those who had died in the war and others who survived. There were also many unfamiliar immortals. They all stood, tensely waiting for the one who had summoned them. No one tried to rebel or fight. Everyone seemed subdued. I felt unsurprised. They're scared and shattered. No one has been able to come close to matching her power. We approached Adie and Mimi, who were standing behind everyone, almost in a corner of the room. Excuse me if you're crackling, because I gotta get more cough drops. As soon as that one faded, it was like my throat just started hurting me again. Lord. Okay. We looked at the others with open hospitality, as if a free-for-all might erupt. There are children here. Why did she bring us all together? She needs Earth for some reason. The hum of voices stopped as we heard a clacking of heels on tile. Plague walked slowly, swaying her hips. I forgot about her rat, stroking the rat on her shoulder. She glanced at the crowd and waved like a celebrity for the press. I love how Delulu she is. She's really crazy. I love it. She's a much better villain than Malbonte. I thought there'd be more of you. Plague sat down on a throne that had been especially prepared for her, crossed her legs, and again carefully looked at everyone. Malbonte stood behind her, staring blankly in front of him. Lucifer, Dino, Fenicio, and Torrendo stood in a row in front of the crowd of students. I have an announcement for you, immortals. Now, you'll start learning again. She clapped her hands in delight. You'll help me wreak havoc on Earth. As much as everyone feared her, indignant whispers rustled through the hall. Plague's expression changed and her tone became menacing. And whoever refuses will die before seeing the most interesting part. Everyone fell silent aside from a few children who sobbed quietly. Oh, that's sad. Hey, don't cry. Dino picked up a girl of about 10 years old. She immediately threw her arms around his neck and hid her face in his chest. What's your name? Kira. Oh my god. Plague beckoned them with the finger. Bring her to me. Was she half human, half angel, or half demon, half angel? She was just scared. I said, bring her. Oh, this little girl, but fuck. I think Dino just fucked over this little girl. Kira hugged Dino even tighter. He approached Plague and bent to sat the girl down, but she clung around his neck like a monkey. The horsewoman began impatiently tapping her finger on the armrest of her seat. Let me go, Kira. No. Yeah, she's half demon, half angel. See him on the wings. Come to me, girl. Frightened by the threat in Plague's voice, Kira pulled away from Dino and approached the throne with her head bowed. This is really dangerous. Why they got kids here? Plague spread her arms as if preparing to embrace her. What a lovely creature. I haven't seen children before. Come closer. As soon as Kira took a step towards her, Plague grabbed her by the wrist and roughly pulled her. Oh my god. Dino leaned forward, but Fenicio caught his arm. Don't. Plague ran a fingernail over the girl's cheek, playfully scratching the skin. What a tender, frightened sheep. This poor girl. Plague stretched out her hand. Torrendo stepped up to the platform and draped a set of chains across her open palm. The metal collar clicked around Kira's neck. Oh my god. You'll be my toy. Even from afar, I could see how furious Dino was. Kira sobbed uncontrollably. Plague looked at her with pleasure, but then Malbonte raised his voice. She's afraid. Are you preparing her for your brother's arrival? Plague turned sharply towards him. Her eyes were blazing with anger. Then she turned back to Kira and proudly lifting her chin, removed the chains. What was that? What was that whole... I mean, obviously Malbonte knew what to say to, like, get Plague off of that kid's back, but, like, I also don't know what the fuck that entire exchange was. What is it about her brother that she's upset about? She leaned closer and said in an oily voice, "There's no need for fear, child. Will you be an obedient girl?" Kira nodded, looking at her waringly. Plague looked at Malbonte and he only nodded in response. She once again looked around the hall and said harshly, "Now, let's move on to the new requirements. All humans who have gained immortality will henceforth remain unclaimed and lose any titles." Wow. I don't need any... Let's just choose the non-despair, right? Let's go calm. I don't need any title to stand up to you. I just need to know how to kill you. Plague easily found my eyes in the crowd as if she knew exactly where I was. Is she that good at reading energy? Any immortals who go against me will also lose everything they have, and maybe even their lives. You will help me bring chaos and despair to Earth. We'll have great fun. Questions? Someone broke away from the back row, scurrying for the exit. Oh, he's not gonna make it. I instinctively wanted to follow them, but 80 grabbed my arm and shook his head. Not the best idea. Noticing that someone intended to escape, Plague rose from her throne. She snapped her fingers, and those who were already at the exit exploded. Bursting like balloons. Blood spattered across the walls and the immortals that were nearby. 80's so mean. Oh my god. I love him. I love him. Not 80 being like, damn. Oh my god. Best reaction of the whole episode, dude. Yes, I'm telling you, if you fuck up even once, when she said, if you don't agree with me, you're gonna lose everything you have and maybe even your lives. Like, girl, let's not pretend that that's not the first thing you're gonna go after, okay? Just like the counselor. Oh my god, panic broke out. At first, everyone ran in different directions, trying to climb out the windows or fly up to the ceiling, as if that could save them from the horsewoman's power. But Malbonte soon stepped forward, extended his hand to all of us, and clenched it into a fist. What the fuck is he about to do? Silence. Oh! He can do that? He can do that? Everyone's muscles cramped. A dull pain seized our bodies, pulling them tight like knots. We couldn't move or breathe. I advise you to think twice before disrespecting me. Plague sat back down and nodded to Malbonte. That's enough. Malbonte lowered his hand. A collective sigh escaped. We could breathe and move. When the fuck did Malbonte learn how to do that? You know what's crazy is that even though I don't like Malbonte, I see what he's doing. Like, he said something to tick Plague off, he let the little girl go. He kind of forced everybody to stop, because I think he knew that if he didn't, that she was just going to make everyone explode. So, I think he low-key is being a good guy right now, even though, like, Vicky's not going to admit to that in the narration. After that, one by one, immortals began to approach Plague and bow their heads in a display of loyalty. I pressed against the wall and held my hand to my chest, trying to slow my pounding heart. I watched those who were frightened enough to swear their loyalty to a monster, and those who had only been waiting for an excuse to give into darkness. Plague watched as the immortals bowed their heads before her. A good choice. Boring, though. Among them, I noticed a pair of unusual twins. Rather than frightened, they looked triumphant. Oh. I like the split hair. That's good. Their wings. Are they the children of an angel and a demon? But these twins are too old. The law of segregation was only recently abolished. Where have they been all this time? Hiding? Plague crossed her legs again, placed her hands on the armrest in a businesslike manner and said, I always wanted to be in charge. Now I'm your, what do you call it, principal? I'd like to throw a ball to celebrate the occasion. It's going to be great. But, Plague squinted slyly, winding a strand of hair around her finger. Before that, you'll descend to Earth and complete your first task for me. Vicky, Mimi, my pets, you go first. Oh good, I'm so happy this is going the way that it is. Adie and Sammy stood in front of us as if shielding us. Mimi and I pushed them aside almost by force. Don't be idiots. Do you want to go back to Oblivion? You don't have to. We have no choice. No, we literally don't have a choice. We slowly made our way to Plague's throne. The horsewoman didn't take her eyes off us. Okay. When we stopped in front of Plague, she asked patronizingly. And do you, my little pets, bow your heads? I mean, we will. I'm not gonna be fucking happy about it. Send her to hell. Just bow your head. Just bow your head. I obediently granted her wish. I was shaking from fear of her, but I managed to hide the trembling. Plague smiled contentedly. You're not so feisty now, are you? Plague. What? I lost strength? For bowing my head? The fuck? Plague looked thoughtfully at me and Mimi. She was obviously pondering what our assignment should be. Finally, an idea dawned on her, and her eyes flashed with an unpleasant gleam. For you, Vicky, I have a special task. Ooh, fun. She was already breathless from delight. I'll fill your soul to the brim with despair. She abruptly calmed down and said seriously, Lucifer, you'll keep an eye on them. Make sure they complete the task. Okay. Mimi and Dino, it's time for you to prove your loyalty to me. Your task is to infect a city with plague. Every resident, so that no one is spared. Mimi paled, and Dino spoke up. But how do we... I'll give you some of my rats. With them, I'll make sure you become a hotbed of infection. That's disgusting. You only need... She extended her finger and waved it. To touch. But mistress... As for my second pet, I entrust the death of just a single person to you. What? Oh, me? Shama me? I was overtaken by an icy wave of foreboding. Okay, y'all can't see my face, but like, my mouth just fell open. You must kill your father. Oh my god. Plague continued issuing instructions. She divided everyone into teams. Torrendo whispered cities and districts into her ear, and Plague voiced them for all to hear. Each team was assigned a territory they would spread the disease. I mean, here's the thing that I don't get. Like, are they trying to kill humans very fast? Because, like, I don't know. Like, sending every immortal to their own region sounds like you're trying to wipe out the world in, like, 5 minutes. And that's what I don't get. Don't they have, like, a whole endgame plan or something? They need at least a few humans for it or something? But the horsewoman's voice sounded muffled and incomprehensible to me. I was looking somewhere ahead, holding in the screams and fury that churned within me. If I had Malbonte's power, I would have stood up to her. I would have fought. I would have been able to do something. I couldn't tell how much time had passed when Lucifer touched my elbow. Without looking at me, he said, "We've got to go." Mimi, Dino, Lucifer, and I trudged towards the vortex as if an executioner's block awaited us there. Oh my god. A cold wind blew over my face. Are we about to do this all in one episode? This is a jam-packed episode, actually. The portal was pulling us towards the vortex leading to Earth. Once I'd eagerly anticipated meeting my father, but not anymore. Don't try anything stupid. Lucifer pushed me. Thank you. Thank you, Lucy. I didn't even make a sound. I fell into the abyss, feeling the wind sweep away my tears. They barely brushed my temples and disappeared into the vortex. Very serious music. I mean, we are going to do a very serious thing. Let me put some respect on what we're about to do. We landed close to my house. Mimi, catching her breath a little, turned to Dino. "We won't do this." Mimi. "I won't do her dirty work. If Plague wants to kill humans, let her come down here herself." Mimi, listen. She wants Vicky to kill her father, and what will Plague demand next? Do you think she'll stop there? Dino grabbed Mimi by the shoulder sharply. "Stop it." Then more calmly, he said, "We don't have a choice. Dino, we'll do it." Without another word, he took a rat from his pocket and walked towards the street. Dino, a woman with a child, was approaching him. He slowed, and for a moment it seemed he changed his mind, but any doubts were short-lived. He continued forward, his steps becoming more determined. Oh, he's crying. Sorry. The woman looked at Dino with a confused smile. She didn't understand what was going on. But the angel's hand touched her shoulder and brought with it the epidemic and death. Her face rapidly turned pale and haggard. Ulcers appeared on her body, and after that she fell to the ground, dead. The child was still holding her hand. Oh my god. He stared soundlessly at his mother for a few seconds until he realized what had happened. Oh my god. He screamed, cried, and shrinking away from Dino fell to the ground. Oh my fucking god. This is horrible. And then the child ran away. The boy ran fast with all his might, but the immortal could easily catch up with him. However, Dino stood still. He was motionless aside from the hand with which he had killed the stranger, which trembled as if his muscles were cramping. We all stood, looking at his back. Oh, damn. You know it's bad when even Lucifer feels like shit. Because I think demons, like, even though they're, they do bad things, there's kind of like a logic and like a sense of balance to everything, and like this is very unbalanced. Go on. Lucifer didn't order him to catch up with the child, though maybe that was what he meant. A sad Lucifer is rare. It is very rare, KT. Very rare. Nevertheless, Dino turned and approached other mortals to continue what he started. Mimi's shoulders slumped and she followed him. For a while, I watched them kill everyone they touched. I'd never seen them so scared and desperate. Their faces were as white as snow in the morning, and their gazes were wild and broken. It was obvious how disgusted they were with themselves. Dino apologized to each person he killed, and Mimi silently cried. Lucifer's low voice rang out. "Now you." Path of composure. She wants me to drown in despair. I'm already up to my neck in it. Isn't that enough? No, it's not. You know it's not. Thank you, Lucifer, for confirming what I said. I can't do this. You must do it. I won't. I'm ready to die for this, but I won't kill my dad. He's dead he is dead anyway. He is dead. I feel like Lucifer could have been a little nicer about it, but he is dead. He's dead anyway. Don't be an idiot. I won't play her games. I won't be her puppet. Girl, if it was me, you could put me on strings to call me a marionette, bitch. Alright? Because I'm doing it. I'm doing it. No matter what we do, there'll be nothing but pain and grief around here. Lucifer got tired of listening to my protest. He grabbed my elbow and dragged me to my father's house. I staggered along behind him, barely moving my legs. I understood clearly that my father would die anyway, yeah, because there was like a whole fucking plague in the entire town. It seemed like I was already mourning him. At least you gonna go to heaven, girl. Like, find some comfort in that. Give me 1 second. Okay, we're back. Only a few seconds break. When we entered, Lucifer pushed me to the floor. I fell without even trying to catch myself. The rough carpet chafed against my cheek, and I remained lying there with my face lowered. I lay with my eyes closed as if that might help me escape. Father's voice came from the living room. "Who's there?" "Get up." He roughly lifted me up and dragged me along. A spell obscured our true appearance. Father didn't recognize me. He looked at us, two strangers, with frightened bewilderment. "Did you come to see me? What is—" "Yes, human." Oh my god, why are you calling him human? Lucifer pushed me forward. I took a few hurried steps, trying to keep my balance and not fall. "Who are you?" I straightened up and stared at my dad, not believing my eyes. I wanted to touch him, hug him, tell him the truth. Do what you have to do. If Father is going to die anyway, it's better if I do it, painlessly, so that he doesn't even... Tears flowed down my cheeks. How can I do this? I don't have powers anymore. Lucifer saw... Oh my god. Silently handed me a knife. I stared at him in horror. "You're not serious. Girl, he's as serious as a heart attack now." "You said it yourself. You have no powers." Furiously snatching the murder weapon from him, I turned back to my father. He was so defenseless and weak in his wheelchair, unaware that his own daughter would soon take his life. I can tell him everything, let him know before he dies that his daughter is fine. He's going to heaven, I know. We won't be able to see each other again, but at least he'll know. 70 diamonds. Oh, y'all are good. You know I'm gonna pay it, but Romance Club, 70 is a bit crazy. We know this. I'ma pay it though. I knelt down in front of him, took his hands, and told him about everything that had happened to me. I spoke at an unsteady rush, and it all came out slightly incoherently, and my father listened without interrupting. When I finished, he tried to pull his hands away, but I didn't release them. I only clutched them tighter. "Dad." But he just shook his head like a bobble toy on the dashboard and turned to the window. I looked to Lucifer. "Show him my true form." "I can't." "Show it." I pressed the knife to my throat and looked at Lucifer through tears. He could see the anger and determination on my face, I was sure. I won't do it without saying goodbye to him properly. Lucifer impulsively stepped towards me, but I only pressed the knife harder. "Who are you gonna hurt with your death? Do you think Plague cares about your life?" Hopefully I hurt him. To be honest, I hope he has some feelings for me, you know? "Remove the spell from me, Lucifer." "Okay, have it your way." He stepped closer as I watched him tensely, pressing the blade to my skin. Lucifer touched the back of my head, and the spell lifted, revealing my true appearance to my father. "Dad. Dad, look at me." He slowly looked at me. "Vicky?" Oh my god. Dad shuddered, shrinking as far back as the wheelchair allowed, but then he clung to me. "Vicky." He stroked my face, shoulders, and arms, and reverently touched my wings. "So it's true. I thought you were playing a cruel joke." Tears streamed down his wrinkled cheeks. "I can't believe you're here. Dude, this is so fucking sad." He kept crying, and I let him touch me, hug me, squeeze my fingers. Oh my god. Oh my god. I don't want to interrupt your moment here, but we have to go. "No, get out." Father gently took my chin and looked me in the eye. "Are you angels? Did you come for my soul?" "No, We're being forced to do this. Your time hasn't come yet. I don't want to. My time came and went a long time ago, my dear. Dad, please. I'm unhappy here. I'll be better there. Oh, I'll help you remove some of the guilt of doing this. Kiss my forehead. I'm ready. All right, you know what? Get the knife out. Get the knife out. Let's do it. Dad closed his eyes, letting the rays of sunlight fall across his face. Lucifer kept his distance and watched us. He was waiting for me to complete Plague's task. Oh my god. You know when Lucifer's sad, it's so bad. I gently stroked Father's wrinkled, thin hand. I knew that a better existence awaited him after death. Alright, girl, let's do it then. But it didn't make it any easier. Okay. I kissed him on the forehead as he had done to me a moment earlier. My lips lingered for a long time on his skin. He shook and covered my hands with his. I love you, daughter. I love you, Dad. Oh my god, dude. With those whispered words, I squeezed the knife tighter and pressed the blade to his throat. I embraced him fully as if to conceal him from Lucifer. Oh my Jesus, Lord. Oh my god, the knife trembled so violently in my hands that the blade scratched his wrinkled skin. Why do they keep emphasizing how wrinkly he is? The sobs that I tried to suppress burst out like bestial howls. I can't. It's okay, I want this. Everything is fine, Vicky. I gritted my teeth, gripped the handle tighter, and moved the tip of the knife to his chest. All I had to do was stab deep enough to pierce his heart. He wouldn't have time to feel anything. The neck would have been easier, honestly. I don't know why she's saying all I had to do was this. Like, stabbing someone in the chest I don't think is going to be easy, right? It's like, you have to use a lot of force. I tried again. The knife fell out of my hands. I fell at my father's feet, no longer holding back my sobs. I won't. Oh my god, dude. You're like torturing your dad doing this. I heard Lucifer's approaching footsteps. For a few moments he stood over me. I felt his gaze. And then he took another step towards my father. No. Oh. Oh, why he looks so angry? Before Lucifer broke his neck, Dad gave me a parting look. A look I'd remember the rest of my eternal life. Oh my god, the sound of— they didn't have to add a sound effect for that? Jesus fucking Christ. An old, feeble hand dropped and hung in the air. It swayed, bumping against the wheel of the chair and then remained still. I'm sorry. That's— at least he— at least he apologized, dude, but like, you were fucking stretching it out, Vicky. My face turned to stone, my heart froze, my jaw clenched. It was so painful that I stopped feeling anything. The shock was like being doused with cold water. I could only look at the motionless hand. There were no thoughts in my head, only emptiness. Lucifer tried to lift me up, but once on my feet I realized I was falling into another abyss. A blissful abyss of unconsciousness where there was nothing, especially not pain. Oh boy, that was a dark one, y'all. That was dark. So depressing. I am afraid I'm going to have to end it here. Like I said, my throat was getting a little worn with the talking for like a little over an hour. But again, thank you so much to everyone who came. Thank you so much for watching this on the saved stream. I don't know what it's called. As you can probably tell, I'm not really like doing a whole bunch in terms of like scheduling and stuff. I'm just kind of taking it day by day. My schedule is like very wonky right now. So I'm just kind of taking it day by day, trying to give notice when I'm gonna go on when I can, but like sometimes I don't know until it's like 10 minutes before. So thank you everybody for coming. Thank you, KT. Thank you, Kat. Thank you for coming. It was depressing. That's all I'm gonna say. That was dark. So I'll see you next time. I'll be back soon. You guys know I can't stay away from this story for too long. Bye guys. Thanks for coming.